our own lives and we wonder why God hasn't taken care of some things, taken care of how we're being treated at home, taking care of how we're being mistreated at work. That there are some things in our lives that we are doing that aren't right. And God knows they're all right. Have you ever just dropped your guard for a second? Kind of removed the religious facade that some of us bring into prayer? Kind of removed even some of the Christianese that we've learned and just come straight to God and talk to God about we see what's happening and how we feel about it. I'm talking about just a no-holds-barred, raw, maybe even angry conversation with God. In fact, and this is me, just me, I think God might be inviting us to do that. Here's something that we all need to know about God. And I think we misunderstand God. God is strong enough to bear the weight of our human emotions and limitations. God is strong enough to bear the weight of our human emotions and limitations. He understands that we don't understand. He understands that our confusion, that confusion for the human leads us to suspicion. Suspicion of others and sometimes suspicion of him. God understands and can handle how when we're hurting and that we're angry at the wickedness of the world. He can bear the weight when we look to him for answers, even if we look to him with some hot emotions. He gets it. You know what might happen if we did that? We might grow in a deeper trust. There have been a couple times I've talked about my hill. I call it my hill as if I own the thing. It's the property. But it's this place way out in the middle of nowhere that I go to. I discovered some years ago where I just go spend time with God. And I go and be quiet. It's so quiet. And I go up there and it's just, oh, thank you, Lord, for the day. It's so quiet. But one day, and I remember this day, two different things had popped up. Something in my past, evil and wicked that happened to me in my past. For the first time, I really started to deal with it. And just the wickedness of the thing. And I was wrestling with just in our society, how some things are just so terrible in our society. And I remember because I was speeding down the road. Yes, I was speeding as far as a Geo Metro could speed. I was flying down the street, and I parked the car, and just kicked the door open, and I went out and just started walking. Just door open, and I went out and just started walking. Just, frothy in my anger. And I literally looked up to the heaven. Why? Why did you let this happen to me? Why did you? That God is able. After he brings his concerns, dare I say complaints, Habakkuk then turns his attention not to the future, not to the present, but to the past. And he specifically recalls how God has shown up and moved in mighty ways, even in times that were bleak. Verse 2 says, Lord, I have heard of your fame, and I stand in awe of your deeds, Lord. Repeat them in our day. In our time, make them known. And then, in chapter 3, the verses that follow, Habakkuk fills this prayer psalm with a vivid retelling of a few of the theophanies. Down and it gets dark, they'll get away, and we have to start this thing all over again. And in a moment, unlike any moment in the scriptures or in history, Joshua comes into the presence of God and looks at the sun and says,